Okay, so now we're going to talk about z-scores. Okay, so we talked about this normal distribution curve. Right here is your mean. When I have a mean, I'm right in the middle. My z-score is 0. If I have a z-score of 1, it means that I scored exactly 1 standard deviation more than the average. So it's 1 standard deviation above the mean. That's what it is representing. So when you have a z-score of -3, what would that tell you? 3 standard deviations below the mean. So that's not very good, right? Like, you don't want to be in the negatives because then you're being below the mean. So somebody who got a 3 standard deviation, that's doing pretty good because there's not much data by the time you get out there. You're kind of an exception on that end, right? Okay, so these are the exact things, but we just use the rule of 68, 95, and 99.7. Those are always going to be the numbers we're using. Okay, so here's a formula. Okay, so z-score equals your score subtract the mean divided by the standard deviation. Your score subtract the mean over the standard. Okay, so here we go. IQ scores. If you take an IQ test, the average mean is 100 and the standard deviation is 15. So I'm going to make you draw some of this for a bit just so you get an idea. I'm going to put 100 in the middle. I'm going to go 115, 130, and 145. Because I went 15 standard deviation, and so 15, 15, 15. And then I'm going to go 85, 70, and 55. So somebody who scored a 127 would be right here. So 127 is there. Do you have a prediction of what their z-score would be? Because this average is 0. A little less than 2. So we're guessing our z-score is going to be like a 1.8 or something like that, okay? So let's use the formula. Z equals my score, 127, subtract the mean, 100, over the standard, 15. And there we go. We had a good prediction. We predicted 1.8 was the z-score. Okay, now, did I give everybody a pink paper last time? Except for myself.
Oh wait, say that. You whisper over.
All right, this is where the magic happens. I need you to flip the chart. Okay, so this chart tells me, here's what it tells me. Where I am to the middle, this chart tells me the percent between. Okay? So how do I read this chart? Okay, 1.8. So I go down here. I go to 1.80. 1.80. And I get 0.4641. Is that what you are at on your chart? Okay, 0.4641. So that means that. This is what the chart means. 46.41%. 46.41% of the data is from the center to me. Tyson, stop distracting. Okay. The percent below me, I'm also going to do this though. I'm going to add all these people because they're all below me. Does anybody have an idea of what percent of the people would be in this zone?
50.
Exactly 50. So if I add those together, how much of the people are officially below me? .41 people are below me. So that's pretty good. You did awesome if that's how many people are below you. Okay, so here's our curve. Same thing again. There's the 100 was in the middle. And then this question is saying, I want to know how many people, this percent, have scored between 90 and 110. So we're going to need some Z-score stuff. This has a Z-score of 0, this has a Z-score of 1, this is -1. So I'm kind of predicting this Z-score would be like a 0.7 or 0.8 or something, or 0.9. And then this one would be negative, right? Okay, so here I go. Z equals my score of 90, subtract the mean over the standard.
Why do you do a dash on this?
So it doesn't look like a 2. I always do my Z's like that, because otherwise, sometimes when I'm writing, I get them mixed up for 2s. So they ended up with the same numbers except for positive, negative, and the reason is because this one is 10 above and this is 10 below the average. So they have the same space, so they're going to have the same Z values on opposite sides. Okay, ready. I'm going to grab my chart. I'm going to look for the Z score 0.67. So how do I read this? So I'm going to start along here at 0.6. So 0.6, and then I go over to 7. 0.67. There I am. 0.2486. Okay, 0.2486. So what does it tell me? It tells me the percent of me to the middle. So me to the middle, and then this person, me to the middle. So what percent is all together in that zone between all the way from here to here? So 49.72% of the data. Okay, we'll do one more because I want you to practice them today yet. Okay, so remembering that we had 100 in the middle, but I'm not going to write the rest down. But a score of 140 is like pretty much over here somewhere, right? And I'm trying to figure out this. What kind of percent of the people are in the genius level? The genius level is the people above that.
Yeah, I got 85 on those.
Okay, so we're going to get a Z score. So my score of 140 minus the mean over the standard. So 2.67. Okay, so now I go to my chart. So on here I go to 2.6. .6 there, and then I need to go across to 7. So where do they meet? Are you at 49.62? 2.67, so 4962. So that is what? That is your position to the middle. From you to the middle, that's how much of the people are in there. So how would I figure out who's over this then? Half, because remember that this is exactly 50% of the people, right? So 50% of the people minus that is? How do you even write that as a percent? 0.38% of the people are a genius.
When's